So good evening and Chag Sameach to everybody in our Zoom and Facebook communities. I'm sorry the service will be starting in just a few moments. We're running just a few moments late, so please bear with us and we'll be with you shortly. The stream has started.
I beg your pardon?
Would you like to see if you can find any more movements and being off our buses?
And warn them that the stream has started, so they can be heard and not seen.
No one.
Candles? We've never had any issues with candles.
No candles were an issue initially.
It's not an issue anymore.
Exactly. We are live on Zoom.
Oh, hello, our lovely Zoom community.
I just apologise to them that we're only limited to.
Oh, I just want to run out to the park because I have the phone there.
Sure. Well, you can unmute yourself and say hello. I have to apologize, another apology for our lovely Zoom community, because we've got a bit of a crowd here and we've got a film to watch tonight and to do a bit of, lulav shaking, even though it's mostly tomorrow, and do a bit of eating and schmoozing. So it's going to be a very short service, but it's so lovely that you joined us. I can't see who joined us, but I'll come at the end and say hello.
Yes,
I have tried to get
It's a Ushpizin.
I did that on purpose so you could create
Is he Russian?
No, it's Israeli. It's Israeli. It's an Israeli film.
It's just service and sure.
Carol, would you like to light the candles?
Is it just
Yeah, and then I'll just show you.
I'm completely sure. Let's do it together.
we are about to start. If you'd like to stop yapping.
What did you say? It's being recorded for you to get
Lovely. You can be chatting later on. Just wait, just 2 secs. 2 secs. Let's start it, and then give us a break for 2 minutes, and then you can catch up. Well, Chag Sukkot Sameach. It's such a lovely, wonderful evening because we're just about to start 8 days of rejoicing. This is the mitzvah. Apart from living in the sukkah or eating in the sukkah, whatever you can do, or gathering together there with friends, that's our commandment. So what I would like you to think tonight about, and let me know tomorrow, which are the things which give you most pleasure in life, most joy in life. You don't need to tell me everything, or all things, just a few, maybe. Holidays, yes. Yes. And children, lovely. And music as well. Oh. And food, hallelujah. We've got a bit of food tonight.
time off?
So Sukkot is like, one big holiday and time with friends and family. And it all depends on you what you're going to make out of it, as well as our lovely Zoom community. So now tonight is an opportunity for us to imagine what we can do something together with at least one friend from your community or your family during this festival of Sukkot, to fill it with joy and gratitude to the Eternal One, to the creation, to the universe, whatever you call it, to feel that connection to the world around us, to the energy, a positivity around us, to be appreciative of everything we have in our life, because we have so many things we take for granted. And Sukkot is one of those festivals which teaches us how not to take things for granted. And first of all is the roof over our head, our friends, family, and community. Chag Sukkot Sameach, and we start together on page 419, 419. In the spirit of our ancient tradition, which unites and sanctifies the house of Israel in all lands and ages, we welcome the festival of Sukkot by kindling these lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kiddushonu mitzvah lahadlit ner shel Yom Tov.
Amen. Ishikach. It's all nerves, of course. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה, לזמן הזה. Please be seated. We continue on page 420. On this festival, we relive the experience of our ancestors in the wilderness. We are reminded of our dependence on nature. We realize anew how fleeting life is, how impermanent all that we build. But these thoughts do not make us despondent. They make us more appreciative of the bounty and beauty of creation. Though life is short, we know how beautiful it can be when we respect and share God's gifts. At this season, we rejoice that we live in a world which contains all that is needful for human contentment. In humility and gratitude, we acknowledge our responsibility as stewards of God's earth and our duty to share nature's blessings for the good of all humanity. And we continue now together on page 425. 425, now 427. Please stand for Baruch. Baruch Hu et Adonai, Amevorach, Amevorach, Baruch Adonai, Amevorach, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'arif aravim, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עיתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומעביר לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. ברוך אתה אדוני, המרעיף ערבים. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, נגע יומם ולילה. ועבדך אל תסור ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע. Come on, Samuel, just take any seat. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו. ואנחנו ישראל עמו, הפודנו מיד מלכים, הגואלנו מכף כל הארצים. ויצא את עמו ישראל ממצרים לחירות עולם, וראו בניו גבורתו, שיבחו והודו לשמו, ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם. לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. And we will sing the first line of the next prayer, Hashkivenu, and then we'll read it in English. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu malkenu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, my breath. Let us read together. Grant, eternal God, that we may lie down in peace, and let us rise up to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your wise counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you are our guardian and deliverer, a gracious and merciful God. Guide our going out and our coming in, that now and always we may have life and peace. We praise you, God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and all who dwell on earth. Please stand for Amidah. Adonai sefatai tifta ufia gitei latecha. Adonai sefatai tifta ufia gitei latecha. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרא שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מסריע השמש ומוריד חתל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום אליו, מלך מימית מחיי, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. קדוש אתה ונורא שמך, ואין לנו אלוה מבלעדיך. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please be seated. You have given us a special task among the peoples. In your love and favor, you have sanctified us by your commandments, drawn us near to your service, and charged us to make known your great and holy name. In your love, eternal one, our God, you have given us feasts of joy and seasons of gladness. Among them, this festival of Sukkot, season of our gladness. Hag HaSukkot hazeh, Zman Simchatenu. To unite us in worship and in remembrance of the exodus from Egypt. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu, ya'aleh ve'yavo ve'yizacher zichronenu, ve'zichron kol amcha beit Israel lefanecha, letova ve'levracha, lechaim u'lshalom, beyom Chag HaSukkot hazeh. This day remember us for well-being. Amen. Bless us with your presence. Amen. And grant us continued life. Amen. Amen. Grant, eternal God, that our observance of the festivals may bring us blessing, happiness, and joy. Sanctify us by your commandments, and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. And grant, eternal God, that the happiness of the festivals may be with us always. We praise you, God. You hallow Israel and the festivals. Tze Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Israel, utfilatam be'ahava tikabel, utehi leratzon tamit avodat Israel amecha. Baruch ata Adonai, שאותך לבדך ביראה נעבוד. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו לעולם ועד. צור חיינו, מגן אישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך ונספר תהילתך, על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך, ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלאותיך וטובותיך, שבכל עת ערב ובוקר וצהריים. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך ולך נאה להודות. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, עושה השלום. Now you have a few minutes for your own personal prayer. And when your mind starts wandering around and you start feeling like, oh, I have too many thoughts, I would like you to focus on two things. So the first one is the things you're most grateful for in your life. The next thing is, what do you think saved the Jewish people? We're going to talk about it tomorrow in the morning service. What do you think did save us? Different rabbis offer different explanations. As you know, one of the most famous is Rabbi Abraham Joshua Herschel said that Shabbat saved Jewish people. Tomorrow, I'll let you know a few more opinions. God forbid, we have an agreement in the Jewish tradition. But tonight is an opportunity for you to think, what do you think did save us, the Jewish people? And there will be, surprisingly, tomorrow some connection to Sukkot as well. Time to be grateful. I was just about to ask Samuel what he feels most grateful for, and he went to the toilet. Sam, come back. Anyone would like to say things you're most grateful for, which you think usually you might take for granted? Our family. Oh, Mike, thank you very much.
No pressure.
Did you tell Abby how much you love her right now? Just you can whisper in her word, don't need to hear that. I asked on Sunday, there was so many lovely, wonderful children on Sunday while we were building sukkah. And I asked them the same things, and I asked about their families. I said, well, your parents and your children, it's what you love most in your life, isn't it? Well, apart from each other. Children were like, yes. And I said, when did you say last time to your mommy or daddy that you love them? So that was good. I was like, it was worth coming here today, just for that thought. The parents were like, yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Yeah.
I'm absolutely grateful for the warmth and welcome of this community and the help it's given me and my husband over the last few months during lockdown. It's, being able to join in on Zoom and stuff has really been, it's made so much difference to both of us.
Absolutely, the warmth and the welcoming of the community, yeah, and obviously Rabbi Pete was running all those. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Rose. Our community, yeah, that's what I want to say, that how important it is, and again, something which we can take for granted. Not only our loved ones who are next to us, and we don't appreciate them enough, but also our community sort of is there. And being a rabbi, I've met lots of lonely people, and the community is just so important. Sense of belonging, because that's what we're talking about, loneliness. And that's where it comes from. So you can't belong until you make an effort, and that's what we all do. So yeah, being grateful for this wonderful community. Don't feel shy. It's okay. We're only here on Zoom and on Facebook and on YouTube. Go on.
I was going to say family, but second thing would be I'm grateful that I don't have to worry about where the next meal is going to come from or a roof over my head and just that, even if there's things that we want, we can't have that, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The basic things now, which we just take for granted, absolutely. When we do the prayer of Hashkiveno, I always try to read it in English. Exactly, because it always reminds me that generations of our ancestors, when they were reading that prayer, they actually meant it literally. They didn't live in safety until very recent times. And until recently, I probably shouldn't be mentioning now because I can do it in one of my sermons. Until I moved into this country, I had only one nightmare. It was recurring, only one. I'm pretty much healthy, luckily, because of that. And that was about the Nazis coming into the Minsk. I come from Minsk city and looking for Jewish people. And I know that, obviously everyone knows that I'm Jewish. I look different as well, but I'm going to die. And that sense of dread and physical threat and kind of realization in your sleep that you're going to die, there's nowhere to hide, it was awful. And the only time it stopped here, it was here when I moved to this country, which is now 16 years ago. It was replaced with a different nightmare, by the way. That I'm opening the Torah and I can't read it. I can cope with that one. Let's stop. Yeah, so that's most basic things which we take for granted. Thank you very much, and we can be really grateful for it, particularly when we go to Sukkah and just think, gosh, that's how our ancestors lived. Thank God we don't have to live like this today. Anyone else to give you an opportunity?
My family, yeah. My friends, I have a lot of love in my life. I'm very grateful. Family and friends, and my home.
Yes, family, friends, and home. Thank you very much, Vivian. Lovely. Yeah, and Penny. Sorry, I promised a short service, and it's getting longer.
I was going to say good health.
Good health, absolutely. Good health is essential, absolutely. If we're in good health, we can live and enjoy our life. Amen to that. So shall we finish now this extended part of the service, my apologies, with a prayer for peace, or say shalom. עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ואמרו Amen. You know what I forgot? I forgot to ask our Zoom community whether they would like to add something they're grateful for. We'll have to mute.
I did give them the opportunity on the chat.
Oh, lovely. You're very welcome to unmute yourself or just message and then Mike can read it to us while we're swiftly moving to the end of our service. Almost kept the promise. Just a few minutes late. I know, then there's going to be kiddush. That's going to be exciting with all those treats. We continue on page 520 with Elena. Anything from the Zoom community? No. Please stand. We continue now on page 520 with Elena. With the shortened version of Elena. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולת יוצר בראשית, אשר שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגר עלינו להמליך מלכותו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגופי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו יפה זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, ודעת היום בשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת עינות. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו And just before we continue with Kaddish and thinking about our loved ones, I would like to mention one more thing I'm personally grateful for, to have the members of our wonderful choir here and harmonizing. It is so beautiful. Thank you very much. And now is the time in our service to think about our loved ones who are not with us anymore. They're gone, but they live in our hearts and they live in our memory. This is the time of year which is really difficult, particularly for those who've lost the members of their family, their loved ones recently. May the Eternal One give you strength, and let live our lives to the best we can, for the best our family and our lovely friends who are not with us anymore would want us to be and live. Zichronam livracha, let their memory be for a blessing. And if any one of you has got a yahrzeit particularly tonight, then please say the name of your loved ones out loud, or you can unmute yourself if you're on Zoom. Let's say together. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחי חון וביום חון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהיה שמי רבה מברך לעלם ועלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריבו. לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהיה שלום רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם, ואמרו אמן. Please remain standing, because we're not going to have final song. We're already behind the time which I promised, and I always try to keep my promises. So we're going to the concluding part, concluding benedictions, blessings. And I would like to do tonight for us one which comes from the Dead Sea Scroll on page 529. May God bless us with all good and keep us from all evil. May God teach our hearts the meaning of life and grant us knowledge of the infinite. May God reach out to us with tenderness, that we may have enduring peace. יברכך בכל טוב, וישמרך מכל רע, ויאיר לבך בשכל חיים, ויחונך בדעת עולמים, וישא פני חסדיו לך לשלום עולמים. And let us say, Amen. Chag Sameach! And now is Kiddush in our lovely sukkah. And if you would like, if you're not coming tomorrow, but would like to fulfill the mitzvah of shaking lulav, you're very welcome to do it tonight. I can show you that as well. And we will do that while Mike is probably going to set up lovely film. We've got some nice treats in the back, as well as tea and coffees, so please help yourself. But after Kiddush, we are waiting until we've done the Kiddush. It's about being patient. Training our patience is an important quality in life, isn't it? And you will see now a lovely, beautiful sukkah, which our children, their parents, and some of our more senior members of our community arranged. It looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And Chag Sukkot Sameach to our Zoom community.
I'm going to try and take our Zoom community with us into the sukkah.
Fantastic. You're coming with us. Even better.
I'll try.
Yes, absolutely. Lovely. That's wonderful. No love shaking. Yeah.
Sorry.
Israel, all together, and our God is everywhere, even in our spread beauty, joy, and creativity. So, first you go in front of you, and round, right?
This
Man.
I don't know if it'll work.
Shane, look what Samuel has got. Samuel has got lights.
The lights aren't working because Mike forgot to change the bulb. Yeah, somebody turn a phone on.
Do you really want me to? I will.
Anyone who would like to do just a bit of shaking, a bit of spreading Fred, CVC, and laughing? Shaking is good, and you can do with a bit of lulav in your hand as well to do a bit of noise of rain. Israel needs rain. Okay. With this symbol of joy, we celebrate the harvest season. It reminds us of times of wandering and hardship in our people's past. It makes us grateful for our present good fortune. Let us rejoice in the bounty of nature and resolve to share its blessings with those in need. And just look around this beautiful sukkah where we'll be reciting the Kiddush for a festival evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, barech beri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol am v'kirvanu lavoradato, v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'ahava mo'adim l'simcha, chagim uzmanim l'sason et יום חג הסוכות הזה, זמן שמחתך. כיוונו בחרת ואותנו קרבת לעבודתך. ומועדי קודשך בשמחה ובששון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש ישראל והזמנים. אמן! לחיים! לחיים! On your behalf, I'm sorry. Oh. Just going to go again? Yeah. See what you just reach up. That was nice. And you know what I forgot? Blessed and then during the sukkah. Come on, let's do it together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'ishem basukah. Amen. Amen. Can we stand here for a sleepover tonight?
You may.
Actually, I may. Yes, I may. But, after the film, probably one. It makes sense to go home. And now we'll do shake. And then we will do Hamotze. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
והחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Do it with me.
Eloheinu melech haolam, המוציא לחם מן הארץ.
Oh, you see, they're also rejoicing as well.
That's us on a delay.
Oh, that's us on the delay.
No, that's us on a delay. Because I forgot to turn it off.
Joey. I think Samuel and Joey deserve the first one.
Oh, definitely.
Joey, this is for you. I think they deserve it. Guys, we have to share. We've got many more other treats out there for you. And next week, we're going to take all the sweets which are here. Can you see sweets? I can't see as many. Somewhere. Everything. We're going to get it down. Yeah, it's going to be fun next week. I'm looking forward to dancing and doing all of the fun things with the Torah scrolls, like reading from it and dancing with it.
and having lots and lots of sweets. Please help yourself. Hag Sameach. Anyone would like to do the lulav now? Hag Sameach to our Zoom lovely community as well.
Pass it round.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're with
God,
us
that's a
in
big bit.
spirit. Oh, beautiful. Hala.
Outside.
I better take that so I can have it now.
So I don't know this young man. What's his name? What's your name?
I think maybe Anna.
Anna, go on. Together with George. So when you do the blessing, you make it separate, two, yeah? Then when you said the blessing, we'll do it together. You turn it upside down and connect. It comes all together and strong. It's like Klal Israel, like, you know, we're Jewish people all together. That's right. So you've got okay. Yeah. Everyone, can you do the blessing together with me? So if you would like to shake it, then we only do one blessing.
Yes.
And Josh.
Yes.
Josh will lead the way. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'tzilat lulav. That'll do. So front, then right, then you basically go around back, left, up, and down. Yeah, and now you need to posh ones this year. Smell. That's where the joy comes from. Anyone else would like to do that? No, let's do the fill.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Would you like all the trees? Next year, during Sukkot, we'll organize a lovely walk around. I didn't realize there are so many beautiful walks.
Oh, yeah.
And to have a nice meal here in the Sukkah. What do you think? Do you know how many people probably will have to build the tables and then that's coming for next year. This year, I'm afraid back to the sanctuary for some nice trees. And thank you very much, Mike, for not only organizing the streaming, but also sorting out the film to make sure it's for tonight as well. I really look forward to watching it. Ushpizin. Hag Sameach. Hag Sameach. Bye-bye. Ohala. Come on. Ohala. There is fruit. There is more fruit. Anyone would like
So thank you again to our Zoom and Facebook friends. We're going to end the live stream there now. So Hag Sameach.
I'm so pleased you're doing well. Yeah.